I have recently returned from a visit to South Sudan, where I was there to work with our partner, the Presbyterian Church of South Sudan, to understand some of the challenges that they're facing just now, and to try and strengthen our relationship and see where the Church of Scotland can walk side by side with the Presbyterian Church of South Sudan to help them in a new nation that they have become. The visit was for me to understand some of the challenges which are facing South Sudan and the Church in particular. I was looking to see how we can build our partnership and relationship and how we can work together in the future. Sudan has suffered civil war since the mid-50s, and in 2005 a comprehensive peace agreement was signed between those in the north of Sudan and those in the south. By July 2011, the residents of South Sudan had voted in an overwhelming majority for independence. Thus, the Republic of South Sudan was born. South Sudan has a real opportunity to break away from some of the challenges it has had in the past. However, there are still great challenges it will face in terms of a young government, very basic infrastructure, basic health and education services, with illiteracy being very high. Maternal mortality is the highest in the world in South Sudan, with 1 in 7 women dying at birth. There's also an insecurity situation between both the north of Sudan, or Sudan as it's now known, and South Sudan. There's difficulties about where the borderline should be between the north and the south, and there's also disputes over the oil. On top of this, South Sudan has the Lord's Resistance Army working at its borders, the border of Uganda, the Central African Republic and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. But to top this off, South Sudan has its own internal insecurity between tribes, intertribal and inter-ethnic fighting. When we were on our visit, we were able to visit 2 communities in South Sudan, one where the Lu Nuer reside and one where the Murle reside. We'd heard that in December 2011, 6,000 youth from the Lu Nuer had armed themselves with guns and had gone to Pibor town. There they had killed over 3,000 people, wounding and abducting many more. Many buildings had been burned down, churches, homes, and many of the people we had met had lost a relative in these fights. The community had been devastated. Another attack happened. This time it was the Murle to the Lu Nuer. This happened mid-March. The casualties were around 300, with over 200 abducted or missing and over 200 wounded. We were able to meet one lady in the hospital. She was being treated for gunshot wounds. She'd had a gunshot wound to the foot and one to the chest. When they'd been attacked, she had been with her father and her 3 siblings, along with her 4 children. During the attack, she witnessed her father and 2 of her siblings being killed, and then her 4 children were abducted. She believes her baby was just tossed in the river to die. When she arrived at the hospital, she was 7 months pregnant, and she went into and had a miscarriage due to the trauma that she had suffered. Unfortunately, this isn't just one story that you'll hear. Each side will have similar stories to this, and it is the women and children who are really being impacted in this violence. The Church of Scotland, and in particular the Africa and Caribbean Committee of the World Mission Council, in 2013, its theme will be investing in peace in Africa and the Caribbean. It is my hope that we will be able to walk alongside South Sudan, and in particular the Presbyterian Church of South Sudan, to engage in some peace-building initiatives to try and bring healing and peace to the nation of South Sudan.